head of the women's national team. Please welcome Miss Soleen. Hi, Miss Soleen. Miss Soleen or Soleen? Which one would you prefer?
Soleen.
Okay, Soleen. So, how's everything? Are you enjoying yourself here? With the traffic, I know it's fine. It's okay. We understand.
Salamat Patang.
Selamat petang.
Yeah, I'm enjoying.
Great. So, Soleen, it has been almost 3 months you are here in Malaysia.
2 months.
Oh, I'm sorry. 2 months.
Feel like 3 months, but it's already.
That's great. That's great. Okay, you have been appointed as the head coach of the Malaysia national women's team and head of the women's football unit for FAM. And how did that appointment happen? Do you mind sharing with us?
Yeah, sure. I think last year, and I think it was August last year, the technical director of FM, Mr. Scott, he approached me because he was with me in the FIFA technical expert workshop. So I met him like 2 years ago. So last August, he approached me and he told me that FM is looking for a female to develop women's football and to help in the national team's improvement. And they are looking to invest more in women's football. So I was like, it was like scary decision at the beginning because I've never thought to leave the country and to leave everything behind. And so I took time to take a decision. But before that, he proposed to speak with President Dato. In this occasion, I would like to congratulate Mr. Dato President for being elected as FIFA Council. I think it's a great honor for us and for the football in Malaysia, and I think it will be a great step to move forward with women's football and men's football in Malaysia. So yeah, it was like this. So I spoke with Dato President, and he encouraged me to take this position because I knew that he's a leader here and he is a decision maker. So when he said that I want to invest in women's football, I believed that he will. So that encouraged me to accept this new challenge and to make sure that all the experience I have in Jordan for what we have done in Jordan, also to make it here because I don't think it's difficult. Yeah.
How different is women football here from Jordan? I mean, like when you were in Jordan, what are the differences of football here in Malaysia? Could you tell us a bit of your experience?
Well, I would say Jordan and Malaysia women's football is pretty similar in terms of culture, religion, acceptance, mindset. It's almost the same. However, the difference is Jordan is a small country in size. So it's a bit easier for us as FA to control all football events and activities. If we want to organize a league, scouting events, even national team trainings. For example, in Jordan, we used to have like 150 training session, local training session for the national teams because it was easy for the players to come for the national team training and leave back home in the same day, not to have them travel from all around. It was very easy, so it doesn't cost us lots of money to spend on the football activities, scoutings, and national team. So this was something easier in Jordan. However, the population here, because it's high, so the pool of player is bigger. The potential is bigger. So there's disadvantages and advantages, but I think the advantage here is we have a big pool of player and potential players. Yeah.
Just the backside of it is that maybe on the side of costings, maybe because we have 14 states here in the country, so maybe traveling is a problem and so on.
Yeah, it's a challenge, to be honest. It's a challenge here. Yeah.
Okay, so your enthusiasm in football is very admirable and you seem very serious in developing the sports. So what inspired you to take up coaching? You started playing at the age of 4, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yeah, like in the neighborhood.
Yes, okay. So could you talk about your transition from being a player and to being a coach?
To be honest, my whole lifetime dream was to normalize the idea of a female with a football passion. Because personally, I struggled in finding a football career, let's say. Starting from when I was a player. Okay, I started playing in the neighborhood and in the schools, but always with boys. But the first time I started training like with proper structured teams, under a supervision of a certified coach, I was 19 years old. So I was not like the skillful player because I didn't have the chance to improve my skills when I was younger. And this is something that I was not happy, and always I have this bad feeling that I didn't have this. So I would like to give it back to the girls. So that's when I decided to become a coach. And the reason why I decided to become a coach, because I was pushed to pursue an academic in medical analysis, because my parents didn't want me to study anything related to football or sports because they didn't believe that the future would have, the football would have a future. So I studied something I don't like. When I graduated from university, I was like, okay, what would I do? I realized I don't want to work in this, but what should I do now? So I said, okay, I will take coaching license. It's the easier thing to do now. So while I was playing, I was 22 years old. I took the C license, so I started coaching beside playing. So my day was like coaching in several schools, NGOs, academies, then go to training, sometimes refereeing, do anything to earn money from football to prove to my parents that football can give us money and we can do money from football. So this is how I started, but I continued and I enjoyed coaching girls because this feeling, when I coach a girl who's 7 years old, I was happy because I'm teaching her the basic skills when she's young, because I'm sure when she gets bigger, she will be a good player, a star player. And it was good feeling to see these players now, and some of them in the national teams, and some of them they're playing abroad even. So yeah, I was doing coaching and playing for a long time. Then I joined the FA as a football coach and administrator in the same time. Then we hosted the Under-17 World Cup in Jordan, and it was a big step to promote women's football and raise awareness. Then in 2018, I joined the senior national team as assistant coach when we played the AFC Asian Cup when we hosted in Jordan. Then I was promoted to head the women's football and to launch a new strategy. So in 2019, we launched a new strategy to professionalize the game. So we introduced the professional league, the players' contracts, all of that. And now I'm here.
I'm pretty sure a lot of players here who are currently studying, maybe I'm not sure, but they have that same thing that you've been through before when you were studying. Parents will be forcing you to study things that you don't want to, but they want to pursue something else. And I don't think that is a challenge. I mean, like for Soleen herself, as you can see, her story is very inspiring. And I hope the viewers, the guests here could spread this awareness more to people actually. Like for the younger generation, encourage them to study. Okay, so women's football is on the rise globally. And even now in Malaysia, we can see more females taking up football and even coaching. What should happen in Malaysia for us to have more female coaches?
To have more female coaches, I think it's our responsibility. We need to provide opportunity if we want to see more coaches. I don't care if we have 100 certified female coaches. If she doesn't have the chance to coach and to practice the game, so why we give the courses? So first of all, we need to provide opportunity. How? Like what you guys doing here. Now you put in your regulation that you need to have three female staff. So this is great. You're providing opportunity. So now we're taking the step also to have this regulation for the technical staff of any team that will participate in any competition in Malaysia to have at least one female coach within its technical staff. So here we provide the opportunity for them to coach. Then we scout the coaches like the players. You should scout them also and see who are the good coaches. So once we identify the best coaches through, for example, FAS League, we see the coaches. So we take the best coaches, we do development plan for them. Development plan means more education, maybe sending them for internship coaches to make them national team coaches. This way you create a visible pathway for the coaches, and that would encourage more female to take this path. So I think the problem here with the female coaches I think there is another question like this, but I will answer.
We'll get there.
So that's how we increase the number of female coaches. Yeah.
Besides association, like we have a lot of clubs. Like clubs itself could encourage to go and scout for women coaches. And to be honest, there are a lot of women coaches out there with grassroots license, with D license even, and maybe some with C license. So I urge clubs outside to scout women's coaches for your team. It's giving them a pathway too, actually. Okay, so our Malaysian Tigress has been under the spotlight. What are your goals with the national team this year and for the years?
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
What did you mean by under the spotlight?
They have been. Now you're putting me in this one line.
Just to answer.
Under the spotlight. What I mean is like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. Okay. We have seen our national team. They have been trying for multiple years. And I'm pretty sure FM, they've come up with a plan for the national team. But this is my opinion. We are still quite stagnant. We are still where we are. So this is what I meant by under the, spotlight.
Yeah. But if you allow me, what my opinion, what I see on following the national team, they were under the spotlight of criticism.
Yes, that's right.
Of the results, and because this is unfortunate, and that's discouraging for the girls to continue.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah. So first of all, my goal with the national team is to make sure that the best player in Malaysia are the ones who are representing the national team. This is the first step. Second thing, we want to professionalize the mentality of the players, starting from their sleeping time, nutrition, attitude, commitment, physical self-care, physical work. This is our role to implement in the mentality of our players to be professional, because national team players should be in a different level, not to be criticized or under a spotlight in a negative way. So this is the second thing. Third thing is to create a playing identity for the national team of Malaysia. Now, from previous results, I think we're playing defending because the teams are stronger than us, or they think that they are stronger than us, so we are defending all the time. But now, no, it's the time to create playing identity. We want to have playing identity. We want other teams to know how Malaysian teams plays, and maybe just like men. The ideal situation, men, women, they play the same philosophy when they represent the same country. So depending on the quality of players, then we can create the identity of the playing identity. And then the performance will come. I think, of course, the good performance is a goal, but the result should be later on. After we work on all of this, then we should look at the results as a goal. But for now, these are the most important goals that we should focus on.
Talking about criticism that the women players itself, they get through social media, actually. Yeah. That is how dangerous social media is, actually. Yeah. So, and this is my take on it. I think, like, whenever we come across posts, we see almost every day about men belittling the women, that we shouldn't play football. And I honestly think we, as women itself, we shouldn't be afraid to say something about it, to step up. And, why must we be afraid of saying something? If the men can, why can't we? Yeah. Right. So moving forward, what are the challenges faced by a female coach? By yourself, for example, like you're working in a different country right now. So how do you handle the criticism or like counter stereotype?
Okay, let's speak about female coaches in general. What are the challenges? Yes. The most common challenge for a female coach is it's here or everywhere where we have the same culture and the same mentality. The coaching for female is, first of all, is a part-time job. It's not a full-time job. So definitely any woman who is coaching, she will have work in the morning. And second thing, it's low pay. we don't make money like
Out of coaching, yes.
out of coaching. Yeah. The other thing also is no opportunities, I said. So these are the unequal opportunities. For example, men coach can coach women team or men team. However, women coach, she can only coach women's team. Yes. So we don't have equal opportunity. And also in the courses, in the coaching courses itself, I think there is inequality in the coaching. Unfortunately, we will work on that. But sometimes you see only one female who's participating in a coaching course and the other are men because they think that her level she cannot compete with other men. So these unequal opportunities create challenge for the female who wants to be a coach. As for me, now, as a professional coach, let's say, who coaching the national team, I think I don't have like major challenges, but my challenge with the team is, for me, whatever they provide to the men team, I want it for the women team. Treatment, pay, technical staff, whatever is given for the female team, I want it for the male team, for the female team.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the challenge, because always I find myself fighting to ask for these basic things that I just want that. I just want to have like training pitch, like grass training pitch or something like that. So I think this is the struggles for the professional coaches. Yeah.
So when you were in Jordan, like, have you ever been criticized by asking too much or maybe demanding more?
Yes, of course. Of course, I have been criticized for so many things. When I ask for anything, why you will not get results, and then what will happen to the players? She will get married, so always, every day, I has to go through this fighting and to talk to the same people and try. And when we have bad results, for example, we have to start this over and to propose new things. Social criticism, I don't care about anymore. I don't care. It's fine for me to have like bad comments or we don't care about it because we're doing this out of passion. So we just want to keep fighting. But I think I can handle any criticism now.
That's good. That's good. That's actually very good.
Get used to it.
So coaches out there, if you guys think you guys are being criticized always, don't worry. It's nothing. It's nothing. You guys got this.
The more you get criticized, the more you get stronger. Yeah.
So the more you get criticized, the more you will learn.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so in your opinion, what is the crucial characteristics that a coach should have? And how do you think these characters differs in male and female coaches?
I think for the coaches, besides being knowledgeable and understand the modern game, of course, I think the coach should be leader, role model, motivator. I think this is the important thing for me, is for the coach to be motivated, and to understand the other needs, especially when we talk about women's football. When you coach a girls' team, you have to understand each individual player, because every individual has different background, has different circumstances, has different mentality. So I believe that the work outside the pitch is most important than inside the pitch, because if the girl has any issue, if she was the best player, she will not perform inside, and especially in the matches. So if you know how to deal with the players outside the pitch, they will give you the best inside the pitch. So this is the main quality that we should look for the coach, to understand the other needs and to know how to deal with the players. What is the difference between men and women? I don't think there are major differences. Like when you have female employee or male employee, some of them are good, some of them are bad. But at the end, when a female, we have all to make sure that we know this. When a woman decides to become a football coach, she decides to do this out of passion, purely out of heart, because, as I said, she doesn't make money out of it. She's not doing this because of her background or because she's ex-professional player. She doesn't do it for popularity. However, men coaches, they do it because it's main source of income. So when the female coach decides to coach, she do it with values. She do it with passion. I believe that women coaches are the best for youth because they are patient. They make sure they ensure that to teach the basic skills. They make sure to teach the teamwork. Not when winning is not the most important thing.
Just having fun.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So this is the main difference between men and women in coaching. Yeah.
Okay. So if you could share as a coach, what are the qualities that you want your players to have?
You can answer. I think the most important thing for me and in general for all the players, they should have the right mentality, the mental toughness, let's say, the commitment, braveness, and aggressiveness. This is the most important quality for the players because I believe football is about winning or losing, right? If you play in the international competition, and you players will have at the end to perform under pressure, and they will change the results. So if you don't have tough players who has the good mentality, they will not do anything when you play final match or you play penalties or you play under pressure. So this quality of players, you will find it when you are in the hardest time that you want to win. So this is the most important thing. But if we're talking about specific qualities, it depends on the age. For example, for youth players, okay, I look for physical abilities, but I know that it could be improved. Technical abilities, of course, it could be improved. But for senior players, of course, physical abilities, they should be strong, quick, and powerful. And technical abilities as well, they should have a good technical abilities.
Okay, so speaking of mental toughness, a player should have. Like, do you think do you think these players should undergo maybe a motivation class or listening to speakers? Do you think it's
That's why I told you, working outside the field is most important, especially with the girls, because all the girls who plays football been a lot of struggles and challenges. So yeah, definitely, and not only speaking or workshops. Maybe we have like coach, psychological coach, mental coach, always with the team, knows the players, knows the individual needs of each player. It's not about just listening to someone who motivates before the game. Then no, we want to change the mentality of the players.
Okay, thank you, Soleen, for this wonderful and insightful input on, So here's to more women being eager to step out and be hungry, as what Mutiara said, to be working in this manly dominated field. Okay, so for the last time, I open the floor for questions and answers. Yes.
Hi, Soleen. How are you? Welcome to Malaysia.
Thank you.
So my name is Amanda, and I still quite remember the Jordan Asian Women's Cup, right? The 2018. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, but but just raise your voice little bit. Yeah,
Like this. Okay. Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like I still remember that. Like your games against Philippines, like where Maisa is actually like leading for the first time, and then like unfortunately they fall under the Philippines, right? And then I'm about to ask, like, what is your short-term plan for the women's team in Malaysia? Because like that's why I'm asking about it. I mean, like, because like as far as we know that Philippines is actually like they have like say that in 2018 they're planning to qualify to the World Cup, and then this year they are qualifying exactly to the World Cup. So I mean, like, what is your plan? I mean, like, are you actually like inspired to be the Philippines, or like you think that Malaysians still have some more to work before you're qualifying to the next level? Okay, because like to be honest, I kind of disappointed for the what do I call the Olympics qualification. I think like you guys now have the new head coaches. However, like I cannot find your name under the women's qualification, right? So I mean, like I thought that you guys will be involved in that AFC women's qualification. However, like I cannot find Malaysian's name there. So what is your short-term plan for the girls? And then what is actually like bringing people to know more about your team, actually.
So what is the last part? What you said, last part?
Yeah, to know more about your team. I mean, like to convince people, like, hey, my team is actually great. Like, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. I think there was a lot and different topics. So, so first of all, for the our plans for the national team, as I mentioned, there are short-term plans and long-term plans. Of course, beating Philippines is not a target for us. It's not about beating a team. It's about where we want to be. For short-term goals, I told you that we have to work on the mentality. We have to make sure that we have the best players and to have playing identity and to have a good performance and to give our players confidence that they are professional player and they can beat Philippines or whoever is our opponent. Our long-term plan, definitely we want to qualify for the World Cup. If Philippines made it, we can make it. Definitely we want to have a higher ranking. And we want to be within the top, let's say, 5 in Asia. It's not far away. We can do it. But it's, again, it's a long-term plan. Like what Philippines did, and you said, they had a long-term plan to beat Jordan and then to qualify for the next round. But what they have done, they found a way. They recruited the players from playing in the US and they found a way. Definitely we find a way another. Not necessarily to do the same thing, but I'm currently still analyzing the situation and try to find the best way to plan for the long term. I cannot give you the long-term plan now and the key actions for that, but we are working on it. And going back to your questions that you are disappointed that we didn't participate in the Olympic qualifiers, to be honest, it was my decision not to participate. First of all, for the Olympic qualifiers, only 2 teams qualify for the Olympics, only 2 teams. And for Malaysia's situation now, we are not ready. We are not ready because if we participate, and to let you know, we will spend a lot of money for our participation. We have to pay our accommodation, our flights, everything. So I would rather to spend this money on preparation, scouting, doing the basics needs, other than sending the players to lose and come back and have the criticism. So it was my decision and I take this responsibility. So this is the thing, but I'm sure that when the players are ready and when we prepare the players, they can perform against Philippines. I'm not saying winning, but at least people will be happy looking at the team representing the country. Yeah.
We are still open to questions if there is any. No? Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mutiara, and thank you so much to Alia for addressing this interesting topic. We hope that everyone here has listened to this session, gained some knowledge, some insights on what our speakers have shared. It has been a very insightful evening, and I myself hope that you can see that we, the women here, we can see more women outside getting into football, getting into the community, the industry itself. And we have a long way to go. But as of now, we have a very, very good start. And one day I hope we can continue to grow this community to greater heights. All right? So thank you and good night.